It's a living hell. I am on my knees, sick and tired of me. Come and take away all.
Hey everybody, it's Jazzy Horse Girl 101, and today I'm doing my virtual 2020 Breyerfest experience video. Like with anything that had a minimal time to plan and had to do with technology, things didn't go as you would think. So this is just my opinion on how everything went, how Breyer basically performed this past weekend. So yeah, this video is in no way any official thing. This is just my opinions and my thoughts on the Breyerfest experience. And if you want to see my haul video, I will have one up as soon as my models arrive. I have about half my models, so I have my single day stalemates and my celebration horses already, as you can see him standing here beautifully. Yeah, so feel free to watch that video, and then I also have my open show experience with the haul video, so I'm not going to talk about the open show right now. It was the first time ever I entered in anything remotely like that. I've never shown my horses live or photo, like ever, so probably not the first event I should have tried, but it was really interesting experience, and if you guys have any photo shows that you enter in, or if you have any live events in the East Coast area that you'd like to participate in, please let me know, because I really would like to get into showing. I think it was really fun, and I learned a lot from this past show, open show, so let's get right into it. I'm going to start from the beginning and just kind of go through the whole Breyerfest thing. So back in January, I had 4 tickets because I was planning to go with me, my mom, my dad, and a friend, and we had already booked a hotel and everything. We were planning to go down Wednesday, and, you know, participate in Breyerfest and go to the Clarion and, you know, all that fun stuff. So it was like, and it's like, I don't vacation a whole lot, so Breyerfest is like one of my only vacations. To be honest with you, and I wasn't able to go last year, which was really disappointing. So I was like beyond excited for this year, and I loved the theme. The Celtic Fling was like, oh my word, this is gonna be great. Because I had ideas for the diorama contest, you know, I was all into it. And then COVID happened and ruined everything, like it always does. So they decided to cancel the in-person Breyerfest and make it virtual. And if you haven't seen the live show segment where they talk about the planning that goes behind Breyerfest, it takes them 14 months to plan Breyerfest. So by the time they canceled it, they only had 3 months to plan this event. So I was honestly very surprised about how well this weekend went with how little time they had. But anyways, I'm jumping ahead. So I ended up returning 2 of my tickets. My friend no longer wanted to have hers, so I returned that. And then I returned all my workshops that I was planning to go to, and then I returned my dad's ticket, or one of my tickets. So I was left with 2 adult tickets. And then I also had bought single day tickets because I really like the single day stalemates. So yeah, I had 2 of them, and I had 2 3-day adult tickets. And Breyer, when they had this whole thing of return, which Breyer was really great about returning tickets and everything, I really appreciated how quick they did the return and how smoothly they did returns. They said that 3-day ticket holders would have all these benefits. They didn't say the benefits at the time, so I was like, alright, well, I'll just keep these tickets and see how it goes. Because the child tickets were still like $20 cheaper than the adult tickets. So I was like, well, maybe they'll do more benefits for the adult versus the child. So I was like, alright, I'll keep my 2 tickets. And plus I had already entered, after Breyerfest was canceled, I entered in the photo show. I decided to do that, so I at least needed 1 adult ticket to be able to enter that, I believe. You had to be an adult ticket owner. So we get around to a little bit before Breyerfest, and then they start saying the benefits. They said that 3-day ticket holders would be able to enter in the raffle, which was really exciting because that would give me a chance to actually get one of these models. And this is the Saturday raffle model, if you don't know. I'll have them pictured here. So originally the 3-day ticket holders would be entered once per model, and it would just be the 3-day ticket holders. So I was really, really excited about that. because I'm like, oh, this gives me a chance because it's limited amount of entries. So I was all excited. And then they also said that we would get more limited times to go through the Breyer store. So I was like, oh great, then I'll actually have a chance at the store specials. So I was really excited about these benefits. I really didn't understand what the difference between adult and child benefits were, but I was like, whatever. I love Breyer. They can have 20 extra bucks. It's fine. So then we get closer to Breyerfest, and they decide to let everyone enter in the raffle models, which was like, well, there goes my shot at getting one. Because that means like every ticket holder was able to enter. If you had a single day ticket, if you had a celebration ticket, if you had a 3-day ticket, everyone was able to enter that had a ticket. So it really made it difficult to get these horses. So that was disappointing. And then also the trips to the store also went out the window too, so, but that's later on. So we get to the Breyerfest weekend, and Friday they had a lot of technical issues. The site was never like down, but it was really slow. The store specials were really impossible to get. And speaking of store specials, that whole Breyerfest store was the most frustrating thing for me. So I don't know how many times I got to the store, I put a model in my cart, got to the whole checkout process, and then it was sold out. And then it froze a couple times too, so I didn't even get to the whole checkout thing because it wouldn't load the next page. And I think it's just because the site was being overloaded with everyone trying to buy them. And then also for 3-day ticket holders, they offered these grab bags for people to get. I never was able to get a grab bag. I tried about 8 times to get a grab bag, got it into my cart, got to checkout, then it sold out. So I was never actually able to pull the trigger on any of the grab bags, which I'm really disappointed about because I was really excited about that. So all in all, I think Breyer could have done a better job of benefits for 3-day ticket holders compared to everyone else. I mean, they did offer a raffle for the glossy celebration horse, but that was like a shot in the dark as well, because only a limited amount of people get it, and that was like the only benefit. So, I mean, I guess workshops are only 3-day ticket holders too. So, I guess that was a benefit that I really enjoyed, but we'll get to that later. So, yeah, the store specials were really hard to get. I did end up getting the stalemate set, and that was like the most frantic I've ever gone through a checkout. So basically I was sitting at my computer. I think I got it Saturday. So I was sitting at my computer phone, and I was like refreshing the page like every 5 minutes, you know, just like, all right, let's see if I can get these models, because I was watching the live show on my laptop while refreshing the page for the stalemate set in my phone. So I look down and I see that's in stock. So I'm like, oh crap. So I like throw it into my cart. I go to the checkout. I'm like frantically typing in buttons, and I like click PayPal as fast as possible, and I click the shipping address, and I just like fly through it. And I got to like the end, and I was like, yes, finally. And my mom looks over at me like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I got the store special, finally. So that was really funny. I wish I would have got that on video, because I was like frantically trying to buy these stalemates. So that would have been really entertaining to watch, I bet. My mom thought I was crazy, but it's fine. I got the set, so I'm real happy, and I'm really excited to see it in person. So yeah, you'll be seeing that in my home video. But I was never able to snag any of the store specials. So the one thing I really appreciate Breyer doing is they offered the store specials as glossies that would be shipped out in December. I ended up ordering Benelli, I think that's how you say that, and then Top Gun. I ordered those 2 in glossy, and I will be getting them in December. So I'm real happy Breyer did that, because it was so hard to get these models with how many people were like trying to snag them up. So yeah, that was pretty much my experience with the Breyerfest store. It was frustrating, but at the same time understandable, that it's like just for how many people were on the site trying to buy all these models. And they are limited, so they only made so many, so it does make sense like how difficult it was to get these horses. So moving on from the store specials, I'm going to hop into the special runs. The special runs for me went fine. I did have a time on Friday that was 2 hours late, with their whole technical difficulties things, but I was able to get the horses I wanted. So you'll see them eventually. I did want 2 surprise horses. I only ended up getting 1, so that was the one thing that happened. But I was able to get all the horses that I wanted, um, so yeah, I didn't have any problems with special runs other than it being 2 hours late, but that was understandable because the first day is like the test run almost for the entire weekend, because I've never done anything like this before, as I've mentioned. I have them all bought. I'm just waiting for them to ship them, but they're probably waiting to see if they can fix all the problems before they ship any of the models, so that's understandable. Now I'm going to move on to workshops. Workshops were amazing. I learned so much from those workshops because I really want to start customizing models. I really want to get into it because it's something that I can do when I'm up at grad school as like a relaxation thing. And I just really enjoyed seeing all the different techniques that artists use, and it just makes it they just made it look so much easier than it actually is. But I learned about all the mistakes that I make currently, and then I can now try to fix them for the future. So I really want to start customizing my models either with painting or with actually sculpting. I do want to get into sculpting eventually, but I might start with painting first. We'll see. I'm real excited just to like play with horses and just try to figure stuff out. So I'm really excited to start using the techniques I learned in the workshops, which I really, really enjoyed. Also, I really enjoyed all the content that Breyer had up on their site. I enjoyed looking at all the entertainers, all the different vendors, just to see what people are selling, how like the different tack customizations that people do, and like how realistic they can get with these models. As you know, I strive for realism within my barn. As you can see, my barn in the background here, and now I actually have some fake grass on my floor in my room. So yeah, I just really enjoy the realism that you can get with these models, because the models themselves are so realistic, and just doing stuff to help make my barn realistic, and then the tack that I make realistic. It's really, really cool what you can do. And I learn a lot from just looking at other people's designs and able to make it my own. So yeah, I really enjoyed all the content Breyer had, and I really actually liked the live show. They had a lot of information on there, especially about the archive room, which they referred to as Breyer Heaven, and that is for sure what it was. And I loved how they just showed that room, and then they showed all the different test models, and then they talked about how the model starts off from an artist. The artist sends it in, and then the team decides how they're going to reproduce it on the factory plastic horses, with the paints that they used for the plastic compared to the resin. So it was just so interesting, and I learned a lot from this past Breyerfest. I think I learned more from the virtual Breyerfest than the in-person Breyerfest, content-wise, but nothing can beat the personal experience, I think. I know a lot of people really want them to do virtual again, at least have a virtual component, which I would not be against a virtual component, but I really want it to be at the horse park next year, especially if I can go, because you can't beat the beautiful Kentucky scenery at the horse park and like seeing the horses in person and just really experiencing just how many people collect these models. You just can't beat it. The virtual event was great, but it can never compare to the in-person experience. So hopefully next year they will have it in person, and the theme for next year is Horse of a Different Color, which you can see here on this banner that they made. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to guess any of the models, because usually with themes, you know, people try to guess what the models will be, like, oh, this horse is kind of Celtic themed, so, you know, they might have this horse, or this horse is, like, carnival themed, or, the racing theme, like, some horses are more race breeds than others, so it's real interesting to see what they're gonna do with Horse of a Different Color, whether it's gonna be more decorators, which I would be against because I'm not a collector of decorators, or if it's going to be horses with more rare colorings, like actual horse colorings, but just the rare kind, which I would be really interested in seeing, or if it's just going to be a more diverse collection of horses, like they're gonna do like different kinds of breeds with different kinds of like colors all over the spectrum, not just focusing like on bays or something like that, if you know what I mean. So they could do a lot with this theme, and I'm really excited to see what they do. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they do for 2021, and like I said, this entire video, there was a lot of things that went wrong with Breyerfest, but there was a lot more things that went right. So yeah, that's just my experience on this whole Breyerfest thing, and I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll look out for my haul video. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And I'd like to thank the whole Breyer team, if they ever watch this video, which I highly doubt it, but I'd like to thank them all for just putting this on and trying their best to make it as fun as possible for so many people. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.